On digital, online, on the go. 97.5 GYFM.
Welcome to the News at 8 on GYFM. In the news this week, violent crime, child poverty and binge drinking, the shocking statistics which show exactly why Grimsby's East Marsh is on skin. X Factor star Hayden Lehman times his visit to talented youngsters. Suspected Ebola patient puts staff to the test at Grimsby Hospital. Man dies after car crashes into gate and a vehicle down Humberston Road, Cleethorpes. Shocking statistics show why Grimsby made it onto Channel 4's programme Skin. 51% of children there are living in poverty. 312 crimes were reported in just 1 month. The East Marsh came last in an online table of over 7,000 places to live in England and Wales. Obesity, binge drinking and poor diet are all higher than the national average. But today, our council leader says he will no longer be watching the show as it can tell him nothing he doesn't already know. He says the authority is working hard to tackle the issue. The programme is not representative of the East Marsh and that interest in the series is already waning. We went out on the streets of Grimsby to get the public's opinion.
See, I was actually surprisingly happy with the portrayal that Grimsby had with Skin. I mean, sure, there's a few negatives, but there was actually, it seemed to turn a lot of the negatives into positives in some way, say, this is improving in some form or whatever.
Well, I personally think that Grimsby is not really portrayed for what it is in the show, because I feel there's a lot of false representations there, and it's just quite unfair. It's a very small minority that has been shown, and it's not showing the full picture.
In other news, X Factor singer Hayden Lehman made a special appearance to a school in North East Lincolnshire to congratulate pupils on remembering their times tables. The 17-year-old from Grimsby performed 2 songs for their expectant children at Keelby Primary School, but not before handing out certificates to pupils of the Year 6 class who have successfully learned their 12 times tables. We caught up with Hayden Lehman in an interview talking about his experience on X Factor. Has the X Factor impacted your life and how?
Yes, it has. It's given me a lot more opportunities to go off and progress with my music skills, like playing guitar and singing. It's opened a lot more opportunities. Playing at different venues. I've been able to go around quite a few different cities and have playing little pubs and everything like this. So it's been really fun.
Will you be trying again next year and why?
Maybe next year, hopefully. I prefer to do it more around the time where I'm around 19. It's only because it's easier for me, because then I'll be more independent and I'll be able to pay for it myself instead of my mum and dad paying out $2,000 again to get down there, and opportunity like being able to stay in the hotels and everything that we did stay in.
Did you get a lot of support whilst going on the X Factor?
A lot of support from family, but the only time that I actually got fan support was during boot camp, because on the day that I was actually performing was we were allowed to do a meet and greet, so we got to go outside and speak to quite a few people. There was people there who had already followed from my arena audition and were back again and still remember my name, so I did get an awful amount of support from the fans on the day that I was playing.
Staff were put into urgent action at Grimsby Hospital's A&E department after a patient walked in having just returned from West Africa with a fever. Hospital workers wearing potentially life-saving protection suits and masks quickly isolated the suspected Ebola patient for the safety of staff and members of the public. Thankfully, this wasn't a real emergency, rather a vital real-life exercise to test how prepared the centre would be if a suspected Ebola patient walked through the doors. And finally, a man died and another is in hospital with multiple injuries after a car veered off the road and smashed into an iron gate and a parked car outside a house. East Midlands Ambulance Service confirmed that the man, who has not yet been named, died after suffering a cardiac arrest at the scene. The police have been unable to comment or give any information over the weekend. That is the news at 8 on GYFM.
On digital, online, on the go, 97.5 GYFM.